Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along.
Hey, what is up homies, it's your boy Hardik and you're watching Logical Bakwas. तो भाई आज का सीन ये है, मैं बता देता हूँ. आज हम जा रहे हैं भैया के एक दोस्त के पास.
What's up you guys?
उनकी कुछ एक स्टोरी है, वो भैया बताएंगे.
मैं स्टोरी का क्या बताऊँ, बहुत इंस्पायरिंग है, वही खुद ही बताएगा. मैं ज़्यादा बताना चाहता हूँ,
और हम उनके
क्या पता वो शेयर ना करना चाहता हूँ.
और हम उनके कहते हैं एक कॉन्डो है बहुत अच्छा, उसका थोड़ा रूम टूर दे देंगे और तुम्हें लोकेशन बता देंगे कि कैसी है, तो कैसा कॉन्डो है. तो अभी वहीं चल रहे हैं, तो मिलते हैं उसके बाद. बहुत धूप पड़ रही है, बहुत धूप पड़ रही है आंखों में.
Stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once.
Hey, what is up homies, it's your boy Hardik and you're watching Logical Bakwas. तो भाई आज मैं हूँ,
मेरे को जानते होगे.
and Alex. So तो यार मेरे से ना बहुत लोग बोल रहे थे कि भाई आप उनका इंटरव्यू करो जो यहाँ से बंदे गए हैं एंड मतलब इंडिया से गए हैं और कनाडा में अच्छे से सेटल हो गए हैं. तो आज मैं आपको मतलब बेसिक एक सक्सेस स्टोरी बताऊंगा, सक्सेस और जो पीछे जो एक हार्ड वर्क होता है दूसरी कंट्री में आके सेटल होने का. सो तो मेरे साथ है अभी एंड लाइक सो आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क यू लाइक when did you land here? Like, when did you come here?
So I came in 2007. I think it was February 16th or 17th, 2007. So I went to Niagara Culinary School. I went through a private college first. I stayed in Niagara for.
Niagara is a private college?
No, Niagara College is different and Niagara Culinary School is different. So I went to Niagara Culinary School. Unfortunately, now that school is shut down. Yeah. And after that, I went to George Brown in downtown Toronto. I did a 2-year culinary management program out there. And yeah.
Basically, मेरी जो audience है, they are mostly international students who want to come here. So they want to know कि HM जिन्होंने करा है, culinary जिसने किया है या फिर कोई सा भी कोर्स जिसने किया है, वो यहाँ पे इनिशियली उन्होंने क्या क्या जॉब्स की होती है, क्या और जॉब्स की होती है, क्या फेस किया होता है उन्होंने लाइफ में, एंड उसके बाद फिर धीरे धीरे सेटल होना, तो वो सब कैसे कर सकते हैं. यू नो इफ यू कैन शेयर योर स्टोरी.
ओह डेफिनेटली. तो जब मैं यहाँ पे आया 2007 में, मैं आई थिंक आई गॉट अ 20 hour वर्क परमिट. आई थिंक द लॉ इज टू द सेम ऑन दैट. यू गेट एन वर्क परमिट विथ योर स्टडी परमिट फॉर 20 hours every week. I think you can do.
Yeah, you can just work for 20 hours.
20 hours,
it's
right?
Included.
Yeah, it's included in your study permit. So I started off dishwashing and being a kitchen helper because that was the field that I wanted to go into, right? So that was in Niagara time, and during my stay in Niagara for about 8 to 9 months, I started learning. I used to work with an Italian chef at Niagara on the lake. And I used to dishwash at a cafe shop, like a bakery and pastry shop, where the chef would Willow's Cakes and Pastries, I think it's in Niagara Falls, and no, sorry, Niagara on the Lake, which was like very close by.
Small town.
Yeah, small town, and I used to bike actually. That is a true story, and I used to bike a lot, and I used to finish the morning job and then go and work in the evening. And they were both on sin.
Okay.
So there was nothing like cash at that point of time. I think minimum wage was at an all-time low that time.
$9.
No, bro. I remember it being about $8.75.
It was $9.75 when I came. $9.25.
Which year did you come?
Around 2007, 2008.
2000. Yeah. So that's the year that they increased it, I think. And I was working at $8.75 an hour. So I would do like 15 hours or 7 hours, like odd here and there, but it would not go over that 20 hours, but sometimes it did, but I didn't see any much of a problem in that throughout my experience. But I was not doing 40 hours because I was still attending school and doing everything. And when we broke out for like the summer, so our school had this internship program where in the summer they would find you a place to work, and then you would work there, whether as an intern or whether you were doing it as on your SIN. So because I was already working and I'd already got myself established with the restaurants that I was doing with, like when I worked at with the Italian chef Tony DeLuca, I moved to Toronto to pursue my culinary management. But when I did apply for my culinary management, because I had the experience and because I was already in the field and I had good references and everything like that, I got a few advanced standing courses. So they cut off some of my programs for the 2-year term in the culinary management.
Okay.
So that being said, my 2-year course actually went down to a year, 0.2 months.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. How did you become a management from being a cook? What was the steps that you had to take? कि ना ये जैसे हमारे यहाँ रेड सील होता है, you have to do a red seal. So red seal is a certification that you do after 6,000 hours of cooking, full-time cooking in a established restaurant. ऐसा नहीं कि you can work in a McDonald's and do 6,000 hours. Has to be a proper kitchen that makes things from scratch. और so तू बता कि how did you started in? Because me and Alan have been friends since I've known him from India, and then we connected when I landed in Canada, and he actually helped me out with my first job and everything. So I owe this guy a lot.
No, she don't owe me anything. So basically, so when I was working in Niagara-on-the-Lake, because it's a seasonal job, so certain places in Ontario, as you all must be known, are seasonal, right? So it's tourist attraction, and the business is only for like 6 months, and then it's a lockdown mode, or they basically lay you off or whatever it is, right? So, and if you're good, then they keep you on board, but they run with less cooks or less chefs or whatever it might be. So that being said, how did I get a job in Toronto?
So you started in Distillery District, right?
Yeah,
you worked in Boiler's House.
Yeah.
And you worked in a bunch of
So
restaurants.
the chef out there in Niagara-on-the-Lake, he actually moved as executive chef at the Distillery District, and that's how the network starts.
Okay, so it's all about network, because I get questions, me and Hardik, we both get questions from students where they're like, कौन सा डिग्री करेंगे तो मैनेजर बनेंगे?
And like,
is there a particular degree that you need to do to become a manager? Is there a particular course you need to do to become a manager?
Because सबसे ज़्यादा main question, सबसे main query यही आती है कि like what's the scope, and हम वहाँ पे survive कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे, and like how much हम पैसे कमा पाएंगे, कितने पैसे कमा पाएंगे. So these are the main things. हम मतलब हमारे पास DM इसके रोज आते हैं रिगार्डिंग कि अगर हमने culinary किया, हमने HM किया, हमने food किया, food science, कुछ भी कोई सा भी कोर्स किया, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट किया, तो हम कैसे यहाँ पे सर्वाइव कर पाएंगे, हमें जॉब मिलेगी, लॉन्ग रन में क्या होगा. तो मतलब दे आर मोर कंसर्न अबाउट द फ्यूचर.
So it's always survival of the fittest. Like to be really honest with you, if you're going to do any course, whether you do culinary management, अगर आप ये भी कर देना, HR या business management, कुछ भी करना है, if you don't put your heart to it, or you don't want to see yourself succeed in it,
so does degree matter?
Degree matters, not to certain
masters.
jobs.
Do you need a master's to become a? Because Alan used to be an executive chef for Hilton for the longest time. For the past 6 years, 5-6 years.
5.5
Yeah. So he became an executive chef at how old were you?
26.
26. So becoming an executive chef in Toronto at 26 is a really big deal. And this guy doesn't have a master's or anything. I don't have a master's, and I'm on the way to become an executive chef. So you don't really need any degrees or any particular things. All you need is a good network, skills. If you have skills, you're gonna build a bigger network. You're gonna connect with any place you're gonna work. They're gonna see how good you are, and they will promote you. Like all your chefs will pull you in. So all my jobs basically were through my older connections. Like somebody had a vacancy, and they were like, okay, do you need this job? So it doesn't work like you apply for a job. Somebody will automatically pull you into that job, like somebody who already works there and knows you.
ताकि जो बच्चे यहाँ पे हमारी वीडियो देख रहे हैं और जो आना चाहते हैं, जो ग्रो करना चाहते हैं, बिकॉज सबको चाहिए कि वो अपने मम्मी पापा को दिखा सकें कि they can do it.
So basically, there's a lot of hardship in starting up your own business. Deepak knows what I've been through. My first year was a total disaster. Just understanding where do I put my energy into it with so many different verticals, and trying to figure out should I focus on this right now? Should I, because as an entrepreneur you're doing like 7 different things in one position, right? So you're the CEO of the company, you're basically the financial person of the company, you're even the accountant of the company, you're everything. But at a certain point you have to start throwing in money to make sure, because money makes money at the end of the day. So what I recommend is make sure that you've got that one particular target of things that you can work on that will make you immediate cash flow right now, and then after that you go into all the different streams.
And how did you raise funds?
So I was still working a full-time job. I put in most of my money back into my company, so I was working and I was feeding it and I was building it as I went along.
Are there any grants like in Ontario for?
So
small businesses?
yes, there are grants that are available, but in order to qualify you have to meet certain guidelines and rules and regulations, like hiring 3 Canadians or 3 work permit SIN numbers and putting. So there are different grants.
Did you use any of those grants?
Not at this point of time, but as of this year, yes, we used it.
Okay.
So it took me 2 years in all to set it up and to make it organization that is actually making good money.
And is it easier to do a business in Canada or in India?
It's easier to do in Canada only because there is no under the table money. Everything's legit, it's straight.
Yeah.
Like in India, if you have to go and get a license or you got to go and get some kind of document, you have to pay 10 people. Out here it is very straightforward. You just go, you do it yourself, you can do it online, or you can call a 1-800 number and they'll be able to help you out right over the phone. And it's really nice. You can just call up the Service Ontario or wherever your business is established, and they're more than happy to take your call. Yeah.
And it's quick and easy.
It's quick and easy. If they don't have the answer, they'll give you another number. You can call them and talk to them. I did even my trademark of my company by myself. I didn't pay any counsel or lawyers for that. So the wait time for a trademark is about 16 months from the day it goes formal and legalized.
Nice. And how did you network with all the people that you were working with currently?
So basically I reached out. So when I started the business, I focused on one niche. So I was doing more of product and emergency dispatching of products to restaurants and everything.
Okay.
So what I would do is reach out to chefs that I knew within my network and say, hey man, I've started this new thing, and if you ever need an emergency product, contact me. I do have a stock of X amount of items, and if you have a short or if there is a downfall, like you get an emergency party and you don't have any vendors at your doorstep, just give me a call and I will help you. So with that I started building my network, and I would go at like 2 in the morning and drop off products, or 4 in the morning, and I would give a deadline. So I was meeting the demand and supply at that point of time. And I still do it. Now the only difference is I drive a Sprinter and I do it. But at that point of time I was doing it car and trying to figure out logistically how it will work. So now I do have a warehouse. I do have everything in place that basically logistically runs for me. Supply demand chain is a huge market. There's a lot of potential with especially a lot of products and a lot of moving of trade and everything, like so Hardik was, like I mentioned to you earlier about because you're doing food science, food tech and everything, about the nutritional facts. So because in India, in Pune where I'm from, there's Bhavnagiris, there's so many different sweet shops and everything that are actually importing and exporting products of theirs to Australia, to different parts, to England and everything, but they've not established themselves in the Canadian market. So what I've done is I've reached out. So there are few colleges, like the one in Niagara College. Niagara College has a free, they charge you a really low fee for a nutritional fact. I do have some samples that I got shipped in from India, that is here, and I believe Deepak, you also were there when we got the samples, and they do all our nutritional facts and make it making
How
sure.
do they do that? They break down the product.
Yeah, they
ingredient
see
by
the-
ingredient,
yeah.
and then they
Yeah, so we give them the samples, they test it and everything, and they send us over the nutritional facts. So now when the manufacturer sends it from India to us, what we do is they will send it with the Canadian nutritional facts to meet the standards and the guidelines out here. And it's
Another
their
question.
responsibility.
What is like one thing you would say to like somebody who wants
Who's watching
to
this video?
who wants to like one advice if they want to start a business, what things they should be looking out for, and like something that would help them in longer run or to sustain it, like.
So basically, I know a lot of students that come here to Canada. This is my suggestion, things that I would have corrected rather than doing now at a longer period of time. Something that I would do is, sorry, that's beeping. So something that I would do is get into drop shipping.
Drop shipping, yeah.
Deepak is very well.
Yeah.
He's actually taught me a lot in that process and shown me the ropes out there, but I'm not. Huh? No, but drop shipment is really good. Rather than driving an Uber or driving skip the dishes or going into that, what you should do is start it.
His brother actually did it for a long time.
Yeah, so what you could do is basically go into that field. Yes, the returns won't be as much earlier on, but you will see your profits as you.
His brother is killing it in drop shipping.
Yeah.
He's eating.
Yeah, it's
He already
it's
bought a
huge.
house.
It's a huge market, and you have to find a niche product, and you have to make sure you are able to sustain on that niche product. Whether it can be 2 items, but be the boss on those 2 items, and start with that. You will see a lot of failures. Like, trust me, me talking is not basically like saying, oh, I've built money, I've got this coming, I've got that coming, and the banks are working with me, there's enough of money, but now they're holding my payments.
No, but my question was like, what did you change the way you were kind of living your life, like in terms of like what changes you had to make to your schedule, or like how you basically organize yourself, kind of thing.
Oh my god! So you first of all, my first year, like chicken with the head cut off. Totally wrong way of moving into the business world. Didn't have a clue about entrepreneurship, how it is, how difficult it is going to be, and what are you going to face. But something that I did was I basically set up a schedule. So on the wall that I have out here, I used to put a calendar and board which we used to fill and update. I just recently threw out all of my old pages that I would keep as a reminder of checklists that I would do. So I would start off with a checklist and put timelines to it, and then I would say my day would start at 5 in the morning. I would try to live somewhat of a healthy lifestyle, but totally messed that up. Stopped gymming, stopped everything because I was too busy with this as well as
because I would watch you like work till like 2 in the morning, then wake up at 5 in the morning, go to work, and like,
then so it was crazy. That lifestyle was totally wrong, but now I have a much sustainable lifestyle where I actually can work only for 8 to 9 hours, sometimes even 5-6 hours, and I'm most of the time sitting at home, and I'm doing work, but it's not it's all with the brain power, not with like physical. And yes, I do sometimes take the truck out, go drop off the products, because I just try to go and understand logistically, like that also gives me an opportunity to meet my clients and to make sure that my clients are happy with my services, right? So I see that right now, and I look into like basically filling my week up, make sure my week is fully loaded, make sure that I'm not missing any skips or anything, like from a business sense, how I look at everything. And you have to plan your day. You cannot get away without planning your day. Like right now I'm free because of the coronavirus and a lot of things have come on hold, but there is a lot that we are doing on the other side to maintain and sustain ourselves. Yeah.
So that's it.
And you just keep going, man. You don't stop. Like there will be no's, there will be doors shut on, there will be a lot of things that will affect you. And to answer your question with regards to how did I get funded, it's just self-funding and basically reaching out to my family and saying, hey, I'm going to do this, do you all approve? If I ever fall shy of it,
because we have people who cannot even convince their family to send them to Canada, like
Oh my God.
That's a whole new battle.
Yeah, that's and
It's a
then
different
if
battle for them.
there will be see, because your father speaks out of wisdom, your mother speaks out of learnings through your father's mistakes or whatever it might be. I don't know what family, what background you're coming from, but something that I would always say is reach out, explain to them the hardships that you're going to go through, tell them that at this point probably I will be failing, because you have to foresee yourself doing those wrong things. Without doing that, you will definitely with doing that you will definitely secure your future.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, I've seen bad days to good days.
Yeah.
What is the one last thing that you want to say to the audience who is watching this video?
One last thing, never give up on your dreams. The future is yours as long as you keep to it, and you know what, keep striving towards your own goals. Like, working for other people, yes, it might be in your
Yeah. Not everybody is like cut out to become an entrepreneur. or
yeah, it's really
businessman,
tough.
but like, yeah, you should just in any field you should be willing
Yeah,
to
just stay
give it all
focused.
give it all your, you know, give it all your all.
And keep going. Like, trust me, there will be doors shutting down. That you people that you thought would help you
Yeah.
would turn the door and say
Yeah.
you're mad. And
Yeah.
like, I'm like, no, I'm not. It might be crazy, the idea, but you can definitely build around it. And there will be believers. There will be people you've never heard of.
And
Yeah. So that's about it. Yeah, guys.
So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comment section what you want to see next. Till then, stay awesome, keep smiling, and subscribe to Logical Bakwas, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Thank you.